Give us a little bit about what your position group has looked like in the offense overall, and a little bit of questions.
As far as the position group goes, it's a really, really deep group. Right now we got a legitimate 5 guys that we kind of battling for that position between Billy, Q, Vaughn, Vic, and James. So it's up and down. Luckily we got 2 weeks that we don't got to make a decision right now, but it's a really, really pretty deep group. As far as the offense going, I mean, our O-line being probably our best group, and then the running backs being that next best group has been pretty good so far. Quarterback still kind of battling out, and receivers still trying to battle out. So it's been kind of up and down going throughout the spring, but it's been pretty good, pretty fun to watch.
What's the ideal number for a game, or does it vary with this offense? Like, you want to have 3-4 guys ready to go at any one point, and what's kind of your thinking there?
We try to, for the most part, being in this offense, the most part we try to take is 4 to a game. Obviously, we'll get to 5 or 6 depending on if they're on special teams or whatnot. But for the most part, we try to get 4 to a game.
How do you feel like you are as far as having that depth now?
Feels good. Feels really good. I've been blessed. It's probably one of the deepest groups I've had in my years of coaching. So we got guys that can catch it on the perimeter. We got guys with speed. We got 3 really good guys in between the tackles. So it's a really, really, really good group.
Is that 4 guys you think will get touches, or just 4 guys that are ready to go?
4 guys are ready to go. Yeah, we'll probably get 3 that'll get touches, but we'll have 4 ready to go.
Q is a guy that we heard a lot about coming into the spring, was nicked up a little bit. How's he progressed during the summer and into camp?
Oh, Q is Q. He's the leader of the group. We're going to go as far as he takes us. He's been fine. We kind of try to limit him a little bit to keep him fresh, but when he is out there, he's making plays. Obviously, he's coaching the guys up on the side, too, as well. So he's been fine. The nicks and bruises, it's just Q's old. Q's an old man, so we call him the old man in the room. So, he's good, man. We're lucky, blessed to have Q.
You mentioned Vaughn, young kid, but it seems like you think he can. I mean, you're talking about him in the same breath. How good can he be this early?
Yeah, he's talented. I don't want to put too much on him, give him a big head. Got to keep him level-headed, but he's very talented, and he can do a lot of stuff that we haven't seen freshmen do in this offense before. So he's gonna definitely play, and he's gonna be a good player for us. He's having some turnover issues right now, so that's gonna keep him in the doghouse for a little bit longer. But he's talented.
It's funny you mentioned that. I was literally just getting ready to ask you ball security. How have you guys looked throughout camp up to this point?
We've had our really, really good days, and then we'll have some days where we don't do as good as I would like. That's frustrating. I don't like to talk about ball security, but yeah, we've had some rough days as far as ball security. Vaughn, he's been one that I'm having to keep my foot on. He's obviously he's a freshman, so he's gonna have some mistakes, but I mean he's talented. He understands what he's doing wrong, so it's fixable. That's the key.
Is it more different for freshmen with ball security, just because in high school often they may be the best athlete? Now it's heightened if you don't have that down.
It's more of he thinks he can make every play, versus basically any ball security issues. He come from a place where he made all these plays and he can run around and do a bunch of stuff and make people miss, and sometimes he forget that there's just as athletic players on that defense chasing from behind. So it's more of that, trying to make him understand you're not going to make every play. I mean, a lot of his turnovers, when you go back and look at them, they've been him trying to do too much or him extra effort trying to break a tackle and getting lazy with the ball. So it's not like just sloppy. He's just trying to do too much with the ball.
You mentioned that he, as a freshman, he has been able to do things in this offense you guys haven't seen. What has led to that success?
He's really smart. When he came in, he's one that studies it. He puts in time. We can kind of track all their hours, what they're viewing, how much they're viewing, and he's one that's at the top of the entire offense. So he's constantly putting in the work that needs to be put in. We tell him all the time our 30 to 40-minute position means aren't enough. You got to go back and do it at home. And you go back and he's the one that's doing it. I looked at it last night, and he's at the top of the running back list of putting in the extra work, who's watching, who's studying, who's doing all that stuff. I mean, obviously you take that plus his just natural gifts of talent, and that makes him ready to go.
Not to keep talking about Vaughn, but talk about having 5 guys that you feel comfortable with and being very deep. I mean, he is a true freshman. Is there any thought of maybe trying to hold that year back, let him play the 4 games, or is he too good? You just got to put him on the field.
You sound like you've been talking to Coach Chadwell. Coach Chadwell, he's been bringing it up every day. Can we redshirt Vaughn here? No, we can't redshirt Vaughn. He's good, man. It's going to be hard to keep him off the field. And even if you had Q ready, had Billy ready, had James ready, Vic ready, Vaughn's still going to be probably your best special teams player. Right now, I think he's starting on Coach Cranston's all 4 units. So he's probably the hardest worker, one of the hardest workers on the team. He does everything right. So you're not going to be able to keep him. If you keep him off at running back, you're not going to keep him off at special teams. So if he's going to play special teams, I might as well get my use out of him too. So.
Could you talk about that group of backs? Could you kind of tell like maybe how they're different from each other?
Yeah, so the difference, I'll start with Q. Q is, again, he's our old guy in the group. He's going to be your between the tackles. He's your bruiser. He's one that if he breaks a long run, I got to know to get him up out of there because he ain't going to be able to do 2 or 3 of them back in back-to-back. Billy is gifted. Bowling ball, exactly what he is. Billy is really, really talented in the box. Billy is one that can kind of do a little bit of both. He's a bigger back, but we can pitch it to Billy and be fine and get him on the perimeter. But Billy is really, really super talented in the box. As far as Vaughn is one you can line up as a receiver, bring him in motion. You can do stuff, everything out of the backfield with him. He's super, super explosive, super twitchy. And James is, when you think about James, you think about a Derrick Henry. He's big, he's downhill. He's not going to make you miss and do a bunch of different stuff, but when he's rolling downhill at you, he's hard to tackle. And then you got Vic. Vic is a true, like, speed guy. Get the ball with him on the perimeter, get out of the way, let him roll. So that's how all 5 of those guys kind of differ.
Heard Vic, maybe the fastest guy on the team. Is that a guy that you think, just get the ball in his hands, let him make plays, and let him, utilize that speed to his advantage?
Yeah, no doubt. Vic is somebody that, when myself, Coach Corn, we're kind of going through the game plan, is we need to put together a package of maybe 6 or 7 plays that gets him touches on the perimeter. Excuse me. But just getting him out on the perimeter, letting him make plays, whether it's a jet sweep, whether it's a swing screen, whether it's getting it pitched on, whatever it may be. He's somebody that we got to have a package for to use his speed.
We talked about Aaron Begley a little bit yesterday in the receiver room, but he was running back at Coastal, correct?
Yes, yes, sir.
Was there any thought of using him in the running back, or you just needed him at receiver?
No, when we lost Reese earlier, it was more of a need for receiver. But it does kind of help that he is here to do some running back stuff. We messed around with him and threw him back there a few times already this camp. But his main need is going to be receiver. Again, we're so deep at running back, it'd be hard for him to get back there and find touches for him. So but his main priority is receiver right now.
How much does that competition just help the entire group? Because you don't have like one alpha dog. You got everybody competing and fighting for their own reps.
It helps a lot. It makes my life a little bit easier because they know they can't relax. It's a competition. It's a battle. Each and every day, like I said, I'm glad I was asking Brad what day it is or how many days we got in this month so I can know how many days we got to the first game. So I got 15 days left till we can kind of figure out who's going to be those guys. But, they know each and every day that they got to bring it. If they don't, then the next person, they can just get passed up just that quick. So I don't have to hold my foot on them about competing, about bringing it every day. It's as simple. You just watch the next guy in the room and watch Billy break off a run, and now you know that you got to be ready because if you take a day off, then that guy's going to pass you and so on and so on. So it's easier for me because I don't have to push them. They know what they need to do.
How have they picked up the blocking assignments that go with this offense as well?
They picked it up pretty good. We're not just that air raid team that just throwing it all over the place. We have a bunch of different protections in, but for the most part, Billy's played 2 years in college already, so he understands protections. Q's played it for the most part, and I already talked about how much Vaughn puts in the work to study it, so he understands it. And James is doing everything he needs to kind of pick it up too as well. And Vic is not one that we're probably going to ask to do a lot of blocking. He's probably 160, 170 pounds, so if we asking him to do that, then it's on us. But the other 4 are picking it up pretty good. They've done it, they've studied it, they're understanding everything that we need to do.